What if we can quantify your emotions the same way we quantify a bank account? Your emotional bank account is, let's see, $55 wealthy today. And then you are at home and your spouse, or your kid, or your mother, or your father, they're like, hey, can I borrow $20 from your emotional bank account? And you're like, I've got it. Yes, here. And you give them $20. Then you're at work. Your boss or your coworker, they're like, hey, can I borrow another 20 I need from your emotional bank account? You're like, yeah, I got a 20 to spare. And then you're rush hour traffic. And some guy or some girl that drove past you took these $10 away from you from your emotional bank account. And little by little, next thing you know, boom, boom, people that you meet during the day take the rest of your money. And now what are you left with? Nada, zero, okay? You went bankrupt in your emotional bank account. The next time that someone is at your teller asking to withdraw, you've got to ask yourself 3 very important questions. Do they have access to my bank account and why? Do they have an account here or have they been verified? Number 2, have they made a deposit recently that allows them to withdraw from your emotional bank account? And 3, it's okay to decline sometimes. No emotional bank account available to you. It's okay to say that. We are always so available. Like, for example, if I were to show up at your door and say, hey, let me borrow your bank card real quick. I gotta go take out some money. You'd be like, girl, what? Are you out of your mind? Right? So why do we have so much free range and free access for people to come and withdraw from our emotional bank account? Make the correlation in your mind moving forward that your emotional bank account is just as much and just as precious as your regular bank account, because those two carry 2 very important things and it's synonymous with each other. It's your wealth. Your emotional wealth and your physical wealth is one and the same. And you've got to put those protocols in place, right? Yes, you have access to my bank account. You've been depositing quite often this month. Yeah, take all you want. And then you could also say, no, I'm sorry. You can't withdraw from this account today because I haven't seen you visiting this teller in a while to make a deposit. Safeguard your wealth. Your emotional wealth is just as important as it is your physical wealth. And you have to budget your emotions. You know, this guy that took the 20 or this girl that took the 20 when they were, cutting you off on the highway, and then they just say, hey, thank you very much. Were they worth the money that they took away from you? So think of your emotions as that, the precious wealth that you have, and make sure that you safeguard it at all times. There's nothing wrong with sitting there saying, I'm sorry, your transaction has been declined for today. No can do. It's actually very empowering when you think of it that way and when you deliver it that way, because no one should have access to your bank account, to your debit card, to anything inside of your emotional bank account. You decide who withdraws, who has access to your bank account, and who's getting declined today.